Anatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. We take the precept to abstain from killing. We will act for the welfare and happiness of all beings. Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. We take the precept to abstain from stealing. We will be generous, open-handed, and take delight in sharing. Amesu michachara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. We take the precept to abstain from sexual misconduct. We will care for the body, keep it pure in all ways. Musavada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. We take the precept to abstain from lying. We will speak the truth, words mild, pleasant, and noble. Sura merya majja pamadattana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. We take the precept to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs. So care for the mind, keep it pure, alert, and unconfused. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now I hand the mic over to Sister Sylvia Bay. Sister Sylvia, thank you. Okay. Relax first. Sit back. Same drill. Sit back. Make sure your body is comfortable. Today is a good day. We're going to enjoy ourselves. So you must first start in your mind, giving thanks to the Buddha first. Bow. In your mind, bow before the Buddha. Feel your body relax. As you scan the body, if you find there's any tightness, relax the muscle. Relax the muscles. Feel your shoulder droop. Feel the tension drift away. And slowly Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Fill your lungs with oxygen. Slow exhale. Breathe in. Slow exhale. Breathe in. Slowly exhale. Morning, we will do a short gratitude sitting. Grateful for today's opportunity to spend a meaningful Sunday morning. A day to learn about our mind so that we can live a happier life. So grateful to have this opportunity. Reflecting soul, if you feel joy, allow this joy to flow through your body. Feel the joy. Feel the gratitude. Feel the grief. Breathing in, feel the gratitude. Breathing out, feel the joy spreading around the room. Breathing in, feel the joy. Breathing out, let this joy fill the whole space. Spread it out. Spread it out in front of you, behind you. Feel the joy flow out as far as your mind can go. Breathing must be a joy. Breathing in, joy within. Breathing out, joy without. It flow as far as the mind can go. Your breathing, the joy must be alive. Wishing yourself well, wishing others well. Very good. Now we are all going to bring it back, center the mind in front of you, center it in front of you. Slowly, 3 deep breaths. And you stretch your fingers when you're ready. Then you open your eyes. You can do it slowly. Slowly, stretch your fingers. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Singapore. As we touch now in Changi International Airport, kiss the soil. Okay, Aaron. Good? How do you all feel? Feel good? Feel nice? It's very important that when you're done with the sitting, you must acclimatize. So your mind goes light, especially if you go very deep into the meditation, you will feel lightheaded. You need to acclimatize, bring the mind, your attention back to present. And then move your small muscles first before you start roaming around. Okay, most of you know me. I know some of you. But I see new faces. Are we meeting for the first time? First time. I think we're meeting for the first time. Second time. Oh, a long time ago. Oh, okay. Hi. Who else am I meeting for the first time? We're meeting for the first time? No, it's all right. You're in DFC? I think I'm meeting you for the first time. First time? Oh, I'm so sorry. My friends all know that I've got facial amnesia. So I like to tease myself and test myself a bit. Okay, now we're going to have a very full agenda today. A very full agenda. And I want you all to be really comfortable that by the end of today, you're going to be each other's BFF. Okay? So this is what we're going to cover. If you look at the title of today's talk, today's workshop, it says Practical Dhamma for Joyous Living. In case you are not aware, this workshop actually comes in 2 parts. This is part 1. In case you're not aware, right? Let's just let you know. And what I mean is this. For a start, originally they wanted like a full retreat. Then I told him, I think before we go into deep retreat and watch the mind and have a sense of the Buddha's core teaching and so on and so forth, we should start by making Dhamma practical for you, that you can apply as soon as you have heard the teaching and you can connect with the teaching, you must start applying. Otherwise, Dhamma is just words. It is much more than that. So this is how we are going to do the retreat. It's okay. He told me to bring my own laptop. Then I said that, but mine is Mac. Then you could go and find adapter and do funny thing. And then in the end, we decided it's easier to do it like this. And we were hopeful. Is there another laptop? Or it's okay. Okay, we'll do the icebreaker first. Okay, we're going to do icebreaker first, okay? I want you all to pick one partner. You can pick your own friend. You're going to pick one partner. Actually, better to find someone else lah. For this part. And I want you to tell this friend you pick. Why are you a Buddhist? When did you become a Buddhist? And why are you a Buddhist? Okay? We're going to do this for about 10 minutes. 5 minutes you, 5 minutes your friend. So introduce yourself. When did you become a Buddhist? Why are you one? Okay? 10 minutes. Then we buy him 10 minutes time. Today's a great day. We learn how to interact with each other, and we learn how to fight the computer. And we finally got it to work sort of. But I'm sure that we have quite a few people here who know what to do with the computer. Okay, come. Boleh. This is what we are going to try and achieve today. 2 learning outcomes, meaning to say, at the end of this retreat or workshop, I kept calling it a retreat. At the end of this workshop, I hope that you will be able to correlate Dhamma concepts. As long as it's a concept, it's just an idea. But it must come alive. You have to understand it to the degree that you know how to apply in daily life. Okay? So to understand it, correlating it means you are able to identify the concepts in your daily life. Correlating means you're able to recognize it in your daily life. Then when you can recognize and you understand how they connect, you are able to choose wisely. That's how it works. I repeat, Dhamma is not just concepts. You understand the concept, you understand it. You understand it, you must be able to recognize it in daily life. What is this mental state? What does that mean? You must recognize it in daily life. You recognize it, you must then know how to apply accordingly. You see, most of us in daily life, we are just driven along by the conditions. People say us, we say back. People do things, we do things. We are mostly and mainly reacting. If you understand the Dhamma, you should not just be reacting. You should be taking control. Meaning to say, you knowingly make choices. And the choices that you make will enable you to live your life more happily. We all don't want to be puppet of the mind. So today's workshop is, I'm going to introduce some concepts. Invariably, inevitably, it will happen. I'm going to introduce some concepts. Okay, you're going to recognize these concepts as concepts of the mind. You must recognize them, and you know how to choose wisely in daily life to tackle the stress that you experience. Okay, this is what we hope to achieve. Whether or not we get there, you have to play a very important partner. Okay, so these are the 4 themes. I know you'll be saying, why the first question? Why am I a Buddhist? What a strange question. Isn't this supposed to be a Buddhist place? Yes, but why are you one? I hope you have asked this question before. I mean, there's so many options, right? You go to supermarket, got so many brands. Why did you choose to be a Buddhist? So that's the first thing we're going to explore. Okay. your daily stresses, you need to understand your mind. Every one of us is different. Everyone is different. What is yours? We're interested in you. You got to share with your teammate what is your problems, your stresses. Some of us, a lot of fear. So my stress is fear. Some of us, a lot of anxiety, worry a lot. My stresses, anxiety. Of course, I can have also very greedy. I have stress and anxiety and fear and anger and agitation and jealousy and resentment. I can have all these things, right? You must know what's yours. Then you must know what did the Buddha teach to fix it. Today, they're not, this one not Panadol, headache, take two tablet cure. This one Chinese medicine. 针灸 one. Okay. In the land of Julian, you must be Chinese. So 针灸 one take a while to fix. Okay. You must 调 a bit, 调. You know what's 调, right? 调, yeah. Calibrate, tweak, recalibrate. And then one fine day, you are Superman. Okay? And then knowing what to apply in daily life. Okay, let's go. Yay. See, first thing only you do work. Why do people... Okay, so initially the way I asked was, why am I a Buddhist? Why did I choose to be a Buddhist? Why did I choose to be a Buddhist? And I think, you all may be very blurred. You know, maybe you say that, I don't know, my mother like that, I follow. So that's why I changed the title to, why do people in general choose a religion? And for you, why Buddhism? So now you go find a group. So you see the word there. This one got like 5-minute group activity, okay? The gong man. Okay? 5 minutes group activity. Find a group of people you don't mind spending the rest of today talking to. Okay? 5 minutes. Question. Why do people choose a religion? And for you, why Buddhism? Your answer onto the mahjong paper. I made Julian buy mahjong paper. You're going to use mahjong paper. Okay? Mahjong paper here. Give your group a name. Give your group a name. Go. 6 or 7 to a group. So say Julian. Book of Julian. Okay? Find a name for your group. If you all don't paste on the wall, I don't know whether they allow. Julian. I asked you to find 5. You how many you pick? Like 8. 6, 7. Okay, whatever. Whatever. You're happy can already. Yeah. After that, can I ask you guys, listen. 哎呦，真是的. Yeah, okay, listen, guys. After that, you send your representative to be mahjong paper holder, okay? We all don't paste. Somebody stand up here and hold up mahjong paper, okay? Guys. Why do people choose a religion? 5 minutes, okay? Every extra minute you take is 1 less minute for Pangju, okay? Look at people's answer. Can you all look at people's answer? One more here. No, there's one more here. Yeah. Akalikos. Well done. I like Pali one. Another. Kakin chill. Another one. Another 2. Friends. Okay, very good. Why people choose a religion? Your group title is called Dhamma Pada. Group name. Okay, very good. I like Dhamma Pada. You want to squash yourself somewhere? Okay, you're going to see the answers, please, everyone. Do you see a certain common feature? Fear. No choice, really, no choice. For guidance, solve problem, for happiness, for protection, destination, mental support, networking. I can see BDMS is going to have new members. Protection, peace, happiness, to be part of a religious community. But why Buddhists? Makes sense. Practical. You all see this, huh? This is your answer, right? This is the answer of the group. Okay. So people, okay, thank you very much, Stans. Thank you very much, Stans. You all can keep this for yourself. But remember your own name, okay? Okay. Why do people choose to have a religion? Some of you wrote fear. Maybe. The more you lack knowledge, the more the world scares you, the higher, the greater the odds you will go find a religion. Agree? That's why a lot of the groups, most of the group found that. I repeat, the more the world scares you, the more you feel you don't understand. You feel out of control. The world around you is not within your control. You will look for a religion that will answer to the fears. That is why in modern Singapore, in many Western society, because society has been configured in such a way that the people, they are educated, they have knowledge, they understand things, they're not so afraid, they lose religion. There is a correlation. In some cases, you choose religion because you really want a better life. You're not afraid. You don't have fear. You guys have no fear. I know that. I mean, you have fear of your wife and your boss and human fear, but you're not afraid because you have knowledge. You have Google. You have ChatGPT. The answers are all there. You feel the world is at your feet, but that doesn't mean that you don't have dreams and hopes and stuff. So you go into religion or faith because you want answers. That's why it's happiness. Oh, liao liao. I must pray to my IT God again. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Oh, battery running low. Battery not only this machine is very cute. The moment battery is low, 我不做工了. For happiness in this life and for happiness in the next. In the next, many of us here not ready for the next. So the result is you don't even think about the next. But for some of us, because of family members, because of our own experiences, we're already thinking of the next. So, and this is fundamentally it. Those are man's needs. Therefore, whatever faith, whatever teaching out there, if it does not answer man's needs, it will be past its time. A religion, a teaching is useful and is able to renew itself, draw supporter, only if it continues to be relevant to the demands, the needs of the time. So in this age of science, I've always said the Dhamma is in its age. And the reason is because the Dhamma still answers man's question, man's fears, man's pain, man's dukkha. The Dhamma still answers that. Okay? Next activity. I know, right? The whole day I must work. I come for a retreat, I must work. Yes. Why must I do all the work? You must do work too. Okay. Now, this is about you. Why do you get agitated? What stresses you in daily life? When do you get agitated? Same drill, same group. You want to change group also can. I don't care. But when you go into the group, you can change people's name. They already chosen the name. Okay? How much time do you want for this? 5 minutes again? 7 minutes? 7 minutes. 7 minutes is good. Shall we start? Same drill. Grab another mahjong paper. Flip to the back and write if you want to. I don't care. Okay, I just let you know. We were the world's first recycler. The question is about you, okay? This is not about other people. When do you get pictured? Okay? So the answer has to have you there. I don't want hypothetical. I hypothetically get pictured when people park in my lot. Yeah. You want, okay, when you don't get what you want and not getting what you want, okay, uncertain. I'm reading from first piece right in front of Buddha. Uncertainty, health, weather. So uncertainty is agitating, associated with someone we don't like. Oh, it's about relationship. When computer doesn't work, of course, right? Need to step out of comfort zone, do presentation. Okay, you are chim. How often you have to do that, man? When we lost people and things that we hold dear, when we get scolded, not getting recognition, old age, don't meet expectation because of wanting no control. Oh man, score. This is what, what's your name? Friends, okay. This one is when we are worried, expectation not met, don't get what we want to be in control, other people have something we don't want, differences in views, too many things to do, deadline, not enough. Okay, hear you, yes. I want something new where we get criticized, attacked, blamed, when things get out of control, and expectation, lack of control, insisting on one's way, sense of self. Wow, chima, this one like cover everything, really. Not meeting expectations of others, cannot cope, cannot meet deadline, a relationship can solve problem. Okay, I want you all to like continue reading, okay? I'm very tired already. Inefficiency, not getting my way, people don't cooperate, don't understand, don't listen to suggestion, lousy driver on the road. This one, my meetings, non-righteous people. Okay, so this is about deadlines and sales target. What you sell? Boss breathing down neck, leaving out to others' expectations. So this is about relationship, right? A lot of relationship, about event, about demands and expectations. Teenagers with mental issues. Peer pressure, exam, I got it. Okay, then this one is what? The thin version. Daily incidental fear, expectation, different opinion, unexpected changes, different priorities. You all can hear, you all can read also, right? But of course, I'm closer to this. Expectation, different values, ego, change, concern, etc. Attachment, love, what's you very good. You just write one line and then we all must know what you mean. Okay, this one, akaliko, right? Fear, expectation, nagging, backstabbing, ignoring views, unreasonable people, difficulty at work, overloaded at work, undesirable outcome. Okay, also about people and relationship and events. Okay, last one. Things don't go our way, don't meet expectations, where we are looked down upon. What is that word? Bullied, disrespected, insulted, criticized. Why, this room, very hard leh. Outcast, ostracized, physical pain, overwhelming responsibility. Thank you very much. Yeah. Breathe. Okay, thank you. Brilliant. After all your hard work, right? This thing died. Okay. Now, I made you guys go through this. Some of you will be saying, this is Dhamma. This is Dhamma, right? This is your life, right? Now we'll teach you something new. Okay? We're going to do something new. What is your foremost daily struggle? What are you most stressed about? Okay? You have all this, of course you have more than I lah. You have a whole class full of people coming up with like 6, 7 lists. Okay, you all remember all those things, huh? This is what I'm going to tell you. When things happen, regardless of what it is, I need you to recognize that you have to see it from 2 perspectives. One is the event, the scolding, the person, the cannot meet deadline. That's the event. It's an event, it's a person, it's an episode, it's out there. 1. 2, your own mental state. They are not the same. Something happens, you get agitated, you must immediately recognize there are 2 parts. There is the part of the issue, okay? And there is the part of your mental state. They are not the same. 3 of us all got scolded by boss. First person could be angry because how dare you scold me. Second person may be angry, why am I so stupid? Third person is angry because my life is so sad. Can you see the difference? But it's the same event. You need to be clear which one is your problem. This is about understanding yourself. So the Buddha's Dhamma tackles both differently. Tackle the event and the issue in one way. Tackling your mind is a separate thing. And before lunch, we have to cover both. I repeat, before lunch, we have to cover both. The event, the issue, what did the Buddha say about that? And your mind problem. What did the Buddha say about that? You hear me, Distinguishing between object of desire, concern, preoccupation, mental state, and object of desire, and the mental states that weigh you down. Okay. So those objects that you guys listed on so many pieces of paper, it's like a parade of pain. Buddha called them vicissitudes of life. You must have heard it. heard this. The 8 vicissitudes of life. Bhikkhus, so there's a translation by Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi. 8 worldly conditions revolved around the world. The world revolves around the 8 worldly conditions. And what are these 8? Gain and loss, disrepute and fame, blame and praise, pleasure and pain. Now, some of you happily will lean back and went, today, okay lah, this one I know. Oh no, you don't. You don't realize that all about your world, everything you care about, you demand, everything can be boiled down to just these 8 points. Just these 8. Everything. We don't like being scolded, praise and blame. I cannot meet deadline. It's my reputation. It's my reputation, my status. I worry when I go upstage to talk. What is this about? Your face. I want to look good. On the road you drive, someone cut into your lane, why you get upset? Gain and loss. Then he was like, gain what? I know, right? I also don't know, but we still get upset, don't know why. Built-in instinct. Because in ancient time, we were chasing after the animal. The first one that got to the animal, the family gets to eat that night. So that's why it is gain. Gain is life. But this is 200 million years later. We don't need to chase after animal. Animal all line up on the shelf for you to pick. You can even go there and look at what cut you want tonight. I think I shall have filet. But still, we're very angry with the car that cut in front of us. You think about it, it's really hilarious. I queue up to buy things, someone cut in front of me, angry leh. You never see me standing here, is it? So I don't know which is the one. Is it my fame and name, or is it just gain and loss? I don't know, but it's one of them. And it's very personal. And it's useful for you to know which is the one that irritates you the most, because we're not the same. Which is the one that irritates you the most? It may well be for you, right? Before you realize it, it may well be just praise and blame. That's the only one that upsets you. You don't really care for gain. You don't care for loss. You don't pleasure, pain. Okay lah, chin chai lah. I can't feel it anyway. But praise and blame, the sound I don't like. You say me. You say who you. You say me. Why? Upset. These 8 vicissitudes. You look at what the Buddha said. You look at what he said. Be cool. Uninstructed worldling. Now, you guys are no longer uninstructed. You're worldling. Odds are still worldling, but no longer uninstructed. So what he's saying is the national average person who has no Dhamma in his life. Okay? No Dhamma in his life. So an uninstructed worldling, he meets gain and loss, disrepute and fame, blame and praise, pleasure and pain. So he meets, that means he can counter it. An instructed noble disciple. So 2 parts here. Instructed means he knows what to do. He understands the Dhamma. He knows how to apply. That's why I say you're no longer uninstructed. You know the Dhamma. You know how to apply. Cannot say Buddha never say. Okay? So you know that. Instructed or not, worldling or noble. Noble means you know the Dhamma, you understand the Dhamma, your batch in life is walking this path for Nibbana. Anyone else not walking this path for Nibbana, you're in the wrong class. Okay? So walking this path for Nibbana, meaning the state of mind that is peaceful. Okay? So, instructed noble disciple also meets gain and loss, praise and blame, disrepute and fame, pleasure and pain. So they say, you instructed or not instructed, you noble or not, you all encounter the same 8 things. Okay? But what's the distinction? What's the disparity? Why are they different? The way you respond. So how do you respond? I can't even read my own. Okay, I read for you. When an uninstructed worldling meets with gain, he does not reflect thus. This gain that I have met is impermanent, suffering, and subject to change. He does not understand it as it really is. We stop here. Look at me first. It is in how you look at the issue. That's the only difference. For those of you who have gone through DFC, I'm going to use the word sanya. Sanya is perception. Perception. So your perception, you have no training. You're uninstructed worldling. You have no training. You see one of these 8. Your automatic instinct is not to look at the issue and say, this is impermanent, subject to change. Your instinct is something happened and this is all you. This is life. This is permanent. You say, no, I don't think of it as permanent. If you don't, why are you so angry? It's sound in the wind, ma. Why we get upset? This gain that I have met, impermanent, suffering, and subject to change. It's conditional. Whatever you experience is conditional, and it will come and go. So when you encounter it, your instinct is not to see it from that slice. That's what he meant. I repeat, I give you a moment to digest. I have a whole day. So that's why you can have moments to digest. I repeat, we are not we are the regular person. So you think of your parents. Think of your children. Think of you before you came to the Dhamma. Think of the people around you. They encounter one of these 8, and it's one of these 8. There's nothing more than that. Everything in life that you experience, everything can be boiled down to one of these 8. Okay? You think of how they respond. Instinctively, something happened, they will overreact. Just as you once did, you overreacted. Why? Because your sanya, your perception, your instinct. When something happens, your instinct doesn't go into, this is impermanent, this is dukkha, this is subject to change. You don't think like that. You, alamak, sialat. Right? That's your instinct. So what's the issue here? Sanya. The issue is perception. Your start point. So then how do you fix it? Sanya. Right at the start point. Something happens straight away. The mind must go into the 4 noble truths. Straight away. Someone died. Straight away, the mind says, this is in the nature of life. What is born will die. You buy 4D, didn't do. Straight away, the mind goes, it's impermanent. Money come, money go. You go to office, didn't finish a piece of work, boss scold you. It's impermanent. Today, he here, tomorrow, he gone. Is it impermanent? subject to change. Dukkha Arya Satya. It is this noble truth of dukkha. This is how your mind, you need to train the mind. Okay? First rule today, the teaching. Learn to train the mind. So remember, something happens, the first thing you do is, how do you look at this issue? Sanya, remember, Sanya, okay? Tree lady. Perception. First thing happens. This is impermanent. This is dukkha, subject to change. If you can keep your mind there, so remember 8 vicissitudes of life. This is how you must look at it. So that, and you keep saying it. Why do you keep saying it? Because your sanya is this pattern. Your sanya, your perception is like this. It's been like this for centuries. Now you are instructed. You need to know how do you apply. Okay? Anything happen, anything. You go home, door never close. My property got stolen half. Quite drama lah. Impermanent subject, dukkha subject to change. Okay? Must be a bit more drama, then you can remember. And it goes for all of them. So then what do? Anything happens, can you quickly nail down which is the 8, which is the 4 that upsets you, which is the 4? A useful exercise for you to know which is your 4. Is it gain? Is it blame of praise? Is it your reputation, your face? Is it pleasure and pain? Which is yours? Then you say, I got all 4. Congratulations. Exam also not so accurate. Okay? You look at that last line. He does not understand it as it really is. Meaning the issue, the event, the person. This person does not understand the reality of that issue. And what is the reality of the issue as it really is? You tell me. Impermanent. You don't understand as it really is impermanent, Darren. I will say this. No, that's a very good point. I like that you share like this. It's a very good point. What it means is your sanya hasn't shifted. If you find yourself, this is quite cute. If you find your mind toggling between permanent, impermanent, permanent, impermanent, permanent, right? It means your sanya hasn't changed. Your perception hasn't changed. So that's why you're stuck in this limbo state of schizo, neither here nor there. And it will take a while to change. And how do you change sanya? How do you change sanya? You change it by systematically, in a very disciplined way, day in, day out, you keep saying it. Do you all do the 5 reflection? I will grow old. I will fall sick. I will die. I will be separated from loved ones. And the only thing I bring along with me when I die is karma. That one. You do this daily. After a while, your sanya will change. This is the reflection that will change the sanya. You don't change this sanya, you don't change it, you will find it's very hard to remember to treat the vicissitudes in this way. Okay, Okay, you look at what it said here. Rule number 1, cannot use black on black. Gain obsesses the mind, loss obsesses the mind, fame obsesses the mind. So the mind is obsessed. What does it mean when the mind is obsessed? The mind is fixated. Fixated. Do you think? Okay, back to your own life, your own experience. You go for a meeting, people criticize you at the meeting. You walk away from this meeting. How long is this meeting going to go on for you in your mind? Yes. The scary thing is until dementia hits, right? That meeting stays with you for lives. Why like that? Gain obsesses the mind, loss obsesses the mind. You know this. Some of you still remember the quarrels you had from a different life. The joy you share from a different time. You still remember, okay? And you replay. So that's one. One is the obsession. You are attracted to gain and repelled by loss. The idea here is the mind chooses one and runs away from the other. And you know it. We are like that. And because of that, last line, because of that, you are not freed from birth, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and anguish. You are not free from dukkha. So what does it mean? One of the things that we need to grow upekkha, in equanimous. You need to learn equanimity towards the 8 vicissitudes. Gain like this, loss also like this. Praise like this, blame. So in the training of, in the Buddha's teaching, you ask me what did the Buddha teach, this methodology? There's a whole bunch of methodology, a whole bunch of training on how do you surf, surfing? How do you surf the vicissitudes of life? You surf it. And you see, example, your 5 reflection. Let me ask you, if, hypothetical, if you have been diagnosed end-stage disease, end-stage, let's just give you lung cancer lah. Okay? You got lung cancer, end-stage. You're going to die. Someone scold you, are you going to like, no, right? If mortality stares at you in the face, you will forgive. You will let go. Because in your mind, tomorrow date already. You say law. Right? So it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of perception. It's a matter of sanya. If you are indeed dying, you will not cling onto the small micro prints. Big thing. I got no time for you, you will say. So the 5 reflections, the 5 daily reflections, you do it often enough, the Buddha says it's good for your mind. At some point, you will learn to let go of the small things. So this is one training. This is one training. And there are many more of these. 5 reflections is just one of them. There are different types. For instance, have you heard of Buddha telling you how to tackle people who are not nice? That upsets you. So he says, use metta. Yeah, I say, oh, yeah. Metta. Karuna. So those of you who attended the class yesterday, metta. Karuna is compassion. Upekkha is equanimity. Then no mudita. The 3 of that is metta, karuna, compassion, upekkha, equanimity. Then the 4th one is don't think of the person. So you turn your mind away. Because every time you think, you get upset. Don't think. You'll be amnesic about this person. Don't think of the fellow. Because every time you think, you get upset. So don't think. And the 5th one, which is I said yesterday, everybody loves it. This is the one we use. Is his karma, his karma. Not my karma, your karma. The Buddha actually say that. reflect a person in the choices that he made. Karma is his owner. Karma is his you're born with it, you heir of karma and so on and so forth. So your karma. Okay, so what are these training about? These training is to help you tackle the vicissitudes of your life. To tackle vicissitudes of life. The training to reflect on metta. You think what? On a bad day, then you metta, you hope it works. You don't feed the dog. You ask the dog to come. The dog say, what, who you are? I don't know you. But you every day feed this dog. Every day you feed. Then you need him and come and help. Fellow will come. Agree? Metta same. Okay, I'm not comparing metta to a dog. But the idea is you need to connect on a good day. Because on a good day, metta come natural. On a bad day, you want to metta, seriously. That's why some people would tell me it doesn't work. Okay, I cannot feel it. On a bad day, you want to feel metta. It won't work. You do it on a good day. You do it on a good day. Every morning you wake up, you metta the world. Okay? Don't put on your lotion. You start with metta. May the world be well and happy. Oh, that's a nice day. Hello, sun. May you be well and happy. Hello, moon. Okay, now sun and moon cannot come together. But the idea here is hello the world. Okay? Really cannot choose picture. After all my effort. Okay, so let me explain to you. No need to read so hard. So basically, the Buddha is saying that if you are instructed, noble disciple, if you are instructed and you are a practitioner, then what will happen is when you encounter the vicissitudes, better? Thank you. BDMS, thank you. When you encounter, it's impermanent, it's dukkha, it's subject to change. So you train your mind to think like that. You train the mind so. All the vicissitudes, you train your mind to do that way. Okay. And then you don't obsess. Not obsessing and obsessing. What does it mean? Obsessing means the mind keep revisiting the issue. Gain or loss, I teach you. Gain or loss, like that law. Singapore, very good. Like that law. LTL. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Every time vicissitudes, the good one, the bad one, good one also same. Like that law. It's okay. Because you don't train yourself on the good, you want to train yourself on the bad, then your skill is lopsided. You must train on both. Okay? Okay. This is a personal reflection. Don't go into your group. Okay? Those are the words for you, yourself. You have a little notebook. Okay, you all got handphone, write to your handphone. What is your personal takeaway? It's a personal thing, okay? It's a personal takeaway. Write for yourself. 5 minutes. Hello? You guys are amazing. Give you half a chance to talk, right? Oh, yes! Liberation, right? Okay, now, is everyone back? Did anyone leave? 好像没有人呢. Okay, now, earlier on, if you recall what I said, I just want to make sure I didn't leave anybody. It's nobody, empty. Sure? All is in? All is in, I 开工. Okay, earlier on, I said that when something happens, you look out for 2 things, right? What are they? The events your vicissitudes. Okay, we just call them the vicissitudes. Vicissitude. Got Pali word. No need. Okay. No need. Okay, so the vicissitudes, right? And what's the second one? Your own mental states. You know the difference, right? And when you talk about sati, mindfulness, your mindfulness must be able to catch the two. Just remember that. Whatever happens, that mindfulness, what is the purpose of that mindfulness? The purpose of that mindfulness, samasati. Purpose of the mindfulness is so that you can catch your mind and recognize the differentiation between what's going on in your mind and the event itself. They're two different things. Mindfulness must catch that. Okay, so here we have the next exercise. We're going into the mind, your problem, our problem. Okay, we are the instructed worldlings. This is our problem. Again, group activity. They love this, right? 10:30. Oh, we have caught up. Excellent. This little thing here tells me the timing, so we have caught up. Okay. Now, go into your group. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, okay? In this 10 minutes, you lay down mental stresses, not the issue, not the one out there, not the scolding, people overtake, cut queue, not that one. This one. Your problem, your job. List as many human problems, fallacies. List as many as you can, the sort of mental afflictions you have, people around you have, as many as you can. Okay, go. 10 minutes. Sorry, I must remember to hear her voice. Let's start talking. Okay, your cloth hanger, your cloth hanger, you don't have to parade here. You can like walk around and show people your answer. Okay. Show people your answer. Yeah, I stand here. Yeah. Is there anyone that come up with something you never think of? The new ones? Yeah, they would appreciate you here. Must work very hard now. I like that bochap. Hey, you all never put like kia si, kia su, I don't have. Got the Singapore national value must be there, you know. Kia si, kia su, kia bo. Kia bo. What is formal? Kia su. Yeah. Okay, right? Okay, thank you, clothes hanger. Thank you. Yeah. Now we are going into the Dhamma lecture. Okay? So I want you all to understand all these negative. Oh, by the way, this cute little piece of knowledge that I picked up while I was doing research. Ah, evil. Yeah. Hunter is about evil. It's about chasing evil. Not evil, I mean just negativities. Proliferation. Okay, guys, listen. Okay, listen. I came across this website, which is really cute. They were doing research on mental states. And they have discovered, checking through many cultures, many languages, they were checking through. They found that the number of words describing akusala mental states, the number of words describing akusala mental states far outstrip the ones describing positive ones, kusala ones. Like 50%, 60% negative. Okay, so there are different websites doing different things, but the main one is that something like over 50%, 60% negative. Then maybe 15% positive. It's really outstripped. So then the question is why? Why are there so many words describing negative? Let me ask you, you think about it. Okay? Think about, if I were to ask you to describe anger, how many words can you think of that is anger related? Irritated, miss, resentment, Now you describe happiness. Okay, 2. Yeah, but which was faster? Which one faster? Which one you like flow? And then the other one is like elated. What else? Somehow it's harder. It takes a while to cough out the word. The question is why, right? Because actually, the regular human mind tends to lean towards negativity. So that was a suggestion that actually when you are upset, your mind, your time stands still. It's the same way. When you are very mindful, the time stands still. It's the same way. When you're upset, actually the mind goes quiet. Not quiet, but just fixated on the anger. Stuck there, stuck with fear. Stuck with resentment. Stuck with all these negativities. Okay. Now, we know the big 3. What are the big 3s? I know. What are the big 3? Loba, dosa, moha, right? Now I ask you, what's loba? If I don't understand your word greed, how do you explain? Something you want, something you thirst, something you seek. You need to understand that. Then something you chase. Dosa? You don't tell me opposite or loba. No, you describe. What is dosa? Anger, yes. Describe. I don't understand your English. Anger is what? I don't know. Bosok, okay. Something that you don't like. Pleasant or unpleasant? That's what I was driving at. Loba, pleasant or unpleasant? Really? You tell me. I asking you, loba, pleasant or unpleasant? You're so confused. You don't have loba, is it? You didn't watch the mind. Now you take one step back. Breathe in. Loba. Pleasant or unpleasant? Put your money where your mouth. Put your mouth where the mouth. Okay, whatever that one. Who say it's unpleasant? Hands up. Who say it's pleasant? Hands up. Who say I don't know? Hands up. Interesting, right? A sensation we are all familiar with, and you cannot tell me. Yeah? Close your eyes. 3 deep breath. Deep breath. Okay. Now your mind is quiet. The sensation of loba. The sensation of loba. Okay. Now you open your eyes. Have you changed your mind? Pleasant or unpleasant? Go see like this. You say it's neutral. What else? Who say it's unpleasant? Not change your mind already, or unpleasant already. Ah, pleasant? Okay. The thought is pleasant. The sensation is not. Loba, actually, if you quietly watch it, is very unpleasant. It feels pleasant. It feels pleasant because you're deluded. You're actually not looking at loba, you're looking at gratification. When your mind focuses on gratification, pleasant, pleasant, only if you get it and you taste it and you enjoy it. But when you first have it, it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant until you get it. Then that moment of gratification turn the whole pain into pleasure. Then after that, when you happily walk away, you remember the pleasure, you forgot the pain. We continue to loba. You remember the pleasure of gratification, but you've forgotten the pain of the chase. Just remember that, okay? Moha, pleasant or unpleasant? Then you're like, 不知道. What do you all think? Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Amongst your group, within your group, you go and argue, okay? After that, I want the group answer. Moha, pleasant or unpleasant? Or neutral? Yeah, there are 3 of them. Okay, go. 5 minutes. No need to write answer. This one is either pleasant or unpleasant. You just have to argue it out, okay? You argue it out. Okay, guys. Hello. Hello. Okay, we're going around the groups, okay? You want to start first, this group? Hey, what's your name? Friends. Okay. Pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? Okay, Kakak Lai will answer first. Neutral. Okay. Pleasant. Pleasant, unpleasant, unpleasant. This is guesswork one. Neutral that leads to unpleasant. Short-term pleasant. Unpleasant. 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 Did you all know it? Or you think it? You reason it out and came with the answer. You're all reasoning out one, right? First, what is ignorance? What's moha? What's moha? Thank you. But what is it? Not understanding things as they are. But what does that mean? You think it's right, but with right or wrong, right may not be right. So give me one example of moha. Very good. Yeah. Then half the class will like, oh, see me. Moha is a form of sanya. Okay? Moha is a form of sanya. It is the lens through which you see the world. And the lens, for most people, uninstructed, that lens, it's always wrong. Uninstructed. Instructed, you can still be wrong, let alone uninstructed. So Bernard says, you live forever. Then you all laugh. How many of you last night when you went to sleep assumed today you cannot come for class because you are dead? Nobody, right? We kind of go to bed thinking tomorrow, okay, what time must I get up? La, 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 because your assumption is you will get up. After all, you've been getting up for so many years, what? What's one more day? Right? But if that's your underlying assumption, then you're never dead. Therefore, you live forever. The lens is deluded. Many of you have heard me say this, but still the lens can't change. So the moha is very powerful. Well, the lens, what's that got to do with feeling? The lens in itself has no feeling. It's neutral. But it can be wrong one. It can be unpleasant. It can be pleasant. It can be neutral. It can be anything. So if I ask you, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, you should say all of the above depending on the condition. Right? Because if you think about it, I believe that I've done well, then when I die, I will go to heaven. Pleasant or unpleasant? Pleasant. These are the very pleasant. If you believe, no matter what I do, I'm not good enough, I will go to hell. Pleasant or unpleasant? Unpleasant. Both are delusions. Both are delusions. If you don't understand karma, and then you scare yourself, it's a delusion. If you understand the Dhamma, you apply accordingly, you're still moha. It's still there. I already said, we all assume we're going to wake up tomorrow. I tell you something really scary. You see, anicca, dukkha, anatta, right? This class is so good. Everybody understands. Yeah. Anicca, right? Okay. So the one about I'll live forever, that one is anicca, moha. It's moha pertaining to anicca. So what's this moha pertaining to dukkha? Moha. Now, I ask you all, you must reflect in your mind, and then you answer after your reflection. I ask a question, you answer, okay? Must reflect. Okay? If you look at your mind, is there a part of your mind that says, if I feel depression, something is off? If I feel depression, if I feel depressed, something is off. Yeah? So you reflect. Okay? Your own mind. If you're down, if you feel moody, if you feel sad, when you have that sensation, do you automatically assume something is off? Okay, reflect already, huh? Okay, now you give me your answer, yes or no. Assume, right? If your child come to you and say, Mommy, Mommy, Daddy, Daddy, I'm sad. What would you do? Let's fix it. Do you understand now your moha? What is the Buddha's teaching? Anicca dukkha. But yet, in our mind, we assume if I'm feeling sad and down, that's dukkha, right? But it's not normal. We must fix it. What is normal? Joy to the world. So that's the second delusion. You want to hear the third one? Anatta. That's the third one. Yesterday we went through this exercise. There is a part of us that I hear the Dhamma, anatta, I hear the Dhamma. I understand the aggregates, I understand the six sense bases, but I still feel I. I still feel I. Okay, I have no time to go through the exercise, right? Then you say, but that's real, ma. The sensation, it's real. I feel it. The Buddha said, no. That one is attachment. This is attachment. Attachment to the aggregates, attachment to your sense bases, attachment. No more than that. But I still feel real. It's attachment. It's that sensation of self is the sensation of attachment. It's the same sensation. That's why yesterday's exercise, we said, when do you feel the self the most? And most of them said, when I'm angry, when I'm agitated, when I'm jealous, when I'm resentful, the sense of self is the most intense. When do you feel least self? The self seems to be missing. It's when I'm giving, when I care, when I love, when I feel metta for the world, the sense of self diminish. That one is not even constant. Not constant. The sensation goes up and down, up and down. And that's anatta. Of course, this is the hardest to explain, and I got not enough time to explain, but we can do that later. Okay. So delusion, amongst other things, delusion is conditional. Some aspects of it, positive sensation. Some aspect, negative sensation. Okay, so these are the three big drivers. And every single mental state that you can think of will revolve around the 3 plus 1 more. It's 3 plus 1. And the fourth one is bhaya, fear. Fear. We're not always frightened, but fear is very intense. So you have all these strings, you can actually fit them into these two, lobha and dosa. And of course, everyone is underpinned by moha. Moha is like the big godfather, the godfather of them all. Okay. But the one extra one that's a bit different from the rest is actually bhaya, fear. That's why when you do wrong, the Buddha says, when you do wrong, you're usually motivated with one of these 4. Lobha, dosa, moha, bhaya, fear. Okay, huh? There is another batch I call the nivaranas. What are the 5 nivaranas? You tell me. First one, sensuous desire. Second one, ill will. Third one, what is sloth and torpor? What's the difference? See. Laziness is sloth. Torpor. Lethargy. Slow energy. Sian. Okay? So this is the land of the Sian. Udacha Kukucha, the next one. Restlessness and worry. And the last one, doubt. Where lies your problem? As a practitioner, if you are into the practice, you need to be very aware. Which one is your driver? And these 5, typically, they're not, okay. No one will say that when you have doubt, you're being akusala. This feels wrong, right? You mean I cannot have questions? I cannot be skeptical? I cannot be cynical? But it is akusala. Why? It's not unwholesome. So typically the word akusala has been translated as unwholesome. But actually this word akusala means unskillful. Then you ask, why are they unskillful? You tell me. Why are they called unskillful? Have you all thought about it? Why akusala? Why unskillful? What does it mean by unskillful? Okay, I tell you answer. Today, chaga, tell you answer. Is it easier or is it harder to just let go, lie down and rest? I feel tired. Is it easier or is it harder to sit up and meditate or sit up and do things or just let go and rest? Which one's easier? Of course, no brainer, right? If you are worried or you are anxious, is it easier or is it harder to try and calm yourself down or just let go and start nagging? Which one is easier? Let go and start nagging is so much easier. So anything where you just go with your instincts, go with your tendencies. So you're going with the flow, right? That is no skill required. That's why unskillful. Let go and do. Let go and rest. Let go and complain. Let go and whine. So easy. So much harder to hold the tongue. So much harder not to react. So much harder to hold the mind on skillfulness. So much harder. Then, why do we hold the line on skillfulness? Because we are gunning for happiness. If you just let go and flow with the mental states, then you will continue to live the way you live. Continue to experience life in a negative way or a positive way, depending on condition. No control, just flow. We hold the line so that we can create the condition for better. Okay? Then there are all these many other mental states. Two sets. So right here, what we are doing is for you to begin to understand these mental states properly. I want you to take the next 5 minutes. Pick your friend. I don't want group activity. This one is one-on-one because this is about you. But after that, I want you to do a self-reflection and you write down for yourself. What are your biggest challenges for you? Which is the nivaranas for you that floor you the most? Because this afternoon, we're going to fix nivaranas. Okay? And it will help if you understand for yourself which are your biggest challenges. And be honest, Be honest. Okay? So I'm going to repeat again. Please write down if you're not familiar. First Nivarana, sensuous delight, meaning to say, there's nothing wrong. It means to say you take delight in the world, which the external world, okay? Sensuous delight has to do with you taking delight in the world of senses out there. The sight, the sound, the smell, the taste, the touch. It's 5 sense spaces. Sensuous delight. I will throw in one more. Typically, depending on when it is used, sometimes it comes in. But you need the mind to experience the world out there. That's why the 6th sense must come in. It's actually 5 sense spaces with the world out there, but you need the 6th one to experience it, to enjoy it. That's why it also comes in. Okay? 6 sense bases. That's the first one. Ill will lean completely on dosa. This one, all shades. The Pali word, the ill will, is all shades. From the very mouth, okay, that's a mild one. That's a mild version. Mild, okay? To the I'm running amok. That's the extreme one. Okay? There's a whole spectrum. I don't need you to get all very excited about the thesaurus. You just know it's the ill will side of the house. The xian, if you tend to be xian, then you get tired. Then you just want to lie back because you want to hang loose. That's the next one. Tina, the sloth and torpor. Then there is the worry and the agitation, the restlessness, the energy, the mental energy that spins fast. This, in Hokkien, is okay? Cannot sit still. That's the 4th one. And the last one, doubt. The word is doubt. Now, I explain to you what it means. It means your views are strong. It means it has nothing to do with intellect. It merely means you have strong views. You are opinionated. And because you have so much views, when you're very intelligent and you read a lot, it compounds the problem. I normally can create this amount of view, but because I read a lot and have a lot of thinking, a lot of reasoning going on, I created so much more. Okay? So if yours is this version in mindful, it means you have views, you have thoughts, you reason a lot, you trust in this capacity to reason. Doesn't say anything about whether you're good or bad reasoning. You just trust yourself. Okay? That's the 5th one. Okay? Can be. It can lead to that. And in fact, it's usually that. Skeptical, cynical, critical. But sometimes, and this is where it's cute, sometimes you're not cynical, you're not critical, but you have strong views. I'll give you example. Suppose, let's say, you started out as a Buddhist very young. You follow your family around and then you chose to continue, okay? So you have a view, right? You have been doing this from young. You go to the temple, you bow before the Buddha, you put 3 joysticks. This is your style. Now you're grown up. You join a different group. And in this different group, they don't have joysticks. Why? Because it's bad pollution, bad. They don't need to, they tell you no need to. But there's a part in you that I still need my joysticks. I still need. You just feel you need it. You're not skeptical. You will follow the rules and all, but you feel you must have it. There's a part in you that needs it. That is also a form of Vichikita because you have view. You are quite clear. This has to be like this. This is the style it should be. And you want to continue like this. It's quite fixed. Okay? So I want you to take the next 5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes each. Okay, 10 minutes or 10 minutes. Have that conversation with your friend. I don't need you to talk to the whole class. Okay? And then you nail down for yourself which are your problems, the nivaranas. Loba dosa moha, I know you all have it. So that one, I don't need you to, I don't need you to go around and say, I think my problem is loba. I think so. I don't need you to do that. I need you to do the nivaranas. Okay? Go. Listen, guys. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being very intense. If you are the sort every night you must drink 1 glass of don't know what every night, every day you must have your food like this. Only this Michelin star restaurant would do nothing else. That kind, Kama Chanda, the first one, 5. Okay? 5 is very intense, 1 is very mild. Okay? Go. Okay, guys. We're going to do it a little bit differently today. Typically, end of the day, then you have your question. But we have covered quite a bit of ground. Yeah? I'm going to start answering your question now for the morning activity. So, question. Any question? It is on. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so you asked us to think about the sequence, right? The 5 of them, right? So yes, we have that in our mind now. Yeah, okay. So I think the question is to tame them, right?
Yeah.
To condition our mind. So maybe you want to share with us a little bit more on that perspective.
Sure. Afternoon. No, first let's play with the morning one. Okay, your nivaranas. Let's just see on the nivaranas. I see whether you tune or not. Okay, First one, sensuous delight. On a scale of 1 to 5, we'll go upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Who say I am a gentle one? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, very good. Yeah. No, it means that you enjoy life, that you appreciate life. So the ones who say I'm a 5 and a 4, actually there's very much of life that you appreciate. I am that category. Of the 5, this one is my problem. Okay? You're in good company. 我们有说有笑, right? I totally don't believe in like restraint until practice kicks in. So for me, when I first went into meditation and I first understood the Dhamma, I wailed. I wailed because I asked myself, how in the world am I supposed to tame my loba of the world, right? That was, I must tell you my Pulau Ubin story. Do we have to tape my Pulau Ubin story? I tell you my Pulau Ubin story. 1993. 93, I think, 93. 93? Yeah. I think it's 93. I went for my first retreat at Pulau Ubin. Let's just say that I ain't ever going back to Pulau Ubin for a retreat. This cannot panati patati very hard. Because we're outnumbered by 1,000,000 to 1. Mosquito and human ratio, right? I saw this guy, his back, his entire back is mosquito. Because he wore white and mosquito black. So I kept staring at his back. From where I sat, right, he was in front of me. I kept staring. Why his back got so many polka dots? I almost died when I realized there was a zillion of mosquitoes on his back. No wonder he bad. So anyhow, that was when I had my first insight My very first insight, first noble truth, second, third noble truth. My first insight was there. Then I was so joyous. Yes, this is Dhamma. When you want something to happen, you experience dukkha. When you let be, cessation of dukkha. Good, right? Gila, right? Wow, sure. Then it hit me. Yeah, but then how do you not have craving? Then you are supposed to let go of craving. This is so dukkha sacha. I bawled. Okay, I came out of the toilet. I'm like, oh, this is so sad. Dhamma means you must let go. It's so sad, right? Okay lah, it's no poor practice but and I went to then at that time Dr. Ng was the organizer of that retreat. Yen Yen was there. And he said, oh, wonderful, wonderful. Must go tell it was Sayadaw. It was yeah. You could tell Sayadaw. So I went to Sayadaw and I said, Sayadaw stared at me and he went, yes. Then I went, then I explained to him what happened. Then he saw me so hopeless. He went, go and metta, do metta. Go and do metta. So okay, go and do metta, Lord. Then okay, then everything very calm, very happy already. So it's off. That insight gone. One insight coming up and leaving the place because the momentum wasn't pushed. Okay, but never mind, it's okay. It just means a bit more delay. You continue to walk. So Kama Chanda means you enjoy the world out there. It gives you pleasure. And you like it. The sound, the sight, taste, touch, smell, and so on. You like it. And then these are the ones who love to go on trips for new experiences. So the ones who say, I'm a one, you like to go on trips? Yeah, you real one or fake one? Right? So that one has to do with Kamachanda. It's enjoying the world. The second one, we're Padda. You will. If you say, my Kamachanda is a 1, your Vaya Padda would also be roughly a 1 or 2. It cannot be very high. If you say it's very high, then it means you live a lot in the world in there. So how many of you will say, my Vaya Padda is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So if it's very strong, what it means is you have very strict ideas, very strong ideas about do's and don'ts, right and wrong. I must eat, must be like this, must be like that. I prefer it this way. Your desire for control is strong. It's high. Higher your desire for control, whether it's control or shaping a certain outcome must be like that. If you have very strong views about that, this is where the Vaya Padda goes up. Okay? The one that say, okay lah, chin chai lah, sui lah, it's okay lah, never mind lah, doesn't matter lah. That one, Vaya Padda is 1. Okay? Then the third one, Tina Mitta. Now, Tina and Mitta, although they're packed together, they're not the same. One has to do with your sense of pleasure. What you like to laze around, you like to just enjoy life comfortably, you don't want to move too much. Your last life literally was a sloth. So you migrate from point 1 to 2, 18 hours. Stay east your way, that way, right? East, that way, okay? For Paul, it's fatigue. It's low energy. It can be a physical thing. You don't have a lot of energy. Battery bokao. Running low. It can be like this. Okay? How many of you will say, my Tina Mitta 1? Don't have? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Now the fourth one. Fourth one, Udacha Kukucha, right? restlessness, remorse, worry, agitation, energy, table sitium, spin and spin. Okay? Who's a 1? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. Now, this kind, if yours is very strong, it actually means fear is strong. Typically, Udacha Kukucha, right, it's linked to fear. So if you find it very difficult to just relax and chill, because there's something that is nudging you inside. It's aching you, it's agitating you. Great practice, hard practice. It's very hard practice. Okay. People with I call it the elder child syndrome. If you're an elder child, the big one, the elder one, actually your Udacha Kukucha can be quite high. If you are the elder child, because you have to go and carry the burden of the world, of your family. Okay? This is very cute. Okay, the last one, Vichikicha. Vichikicha is the hardest to understand because people not sure what it is. Like every one of them is a mental state, but Vichikicha is a mental state. Yeah, it is a mental state. It is a state of mind that makes you question. So in the extreme case, nothing convinces you until you fix it. Until you like, oh, okay, I got it. You got to come up with the answer yourself. Okay, if your Vichikicha is strong, right, you have to come up with the answer. If your Vichikicha is weak, it's low, it's not strong, it's very weak, then you are the sort that people say what you believe. You are the perfect victim for scammers. I thought like this, you're like, yeah, actually it is. This is a good and bad thing. But if you are the perfect victim for scammer, you meet the Buddha, you will realize in one sitting. Okay? Good and bad. Unfortunately, it's like that. Because your door never closed one. Open, like, open. Huh? It's a great thing. I am very clear about my... One reason why I can learn so fast is because my Vichikicha is barely there. Then you say, you in thinking one, is it? Yeah, I thinking one. I will logically work towards your answer. Very good. I reason my way to you. I can reason my way to anybody. So I never trust my own reasoning. Vichikicha really is about door receptivity. Okay? So it has nothing to do with intelligence, it has nothing to do with intellect. It has everything to do with your instincts, your basic instincts. Are you naturally suspicious? You're naturally the sort that you're very receptive, very tiawe. By the way, of all the arahants, Sariputta is one of the highest, okay? He realized through faith, I believe it. Buddha say so, must be so. That's his style. Okay? He was like that. So you no see Vichikicha, cannot say see it no up. It's just wrong. Don't have it too up. How's that? Okay. So how many of you say my Vichikicha very strong? 5. 5. You're 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Oh, I like you already. We're friend. Okay. Yeah, same one. Friend. Okay. Now, we can. I will stop here. I will stop explaining things. Okay. I will take your question. Why don't you ask your question? We will have lunch at 12 o'clock. Or then we don't need to have lunch until food come lah. Okay, we will ask the question. Question. Question so good What about a personal question about yourself? Is there anything you want? I tell you a little bit about me lah. Yeah, I like just good question. Yeah. Go.
So, sister, just now I didn't really get it when you explained about the doubts thing. So, is good or bad? So, yeah, thank you.
Balance is good. You should have enough critical thinking so that you can reflect and you internalize. Okay, but you must ask question. So having it is a form of protection. It's critical thinking. I know I make it sound like it's a good thing. It's not necessarily. If I've ended up with, I already said, if I were to, for whatever reason, go and pay my respect to a charlatan, I will believe in the charlatan. So it's not necessarily a good thing. But it is not, but if you have too much of it, it's not a good thing. It actually makes it very hard for you to get the Dhamma. So my observation after many years of teaching, right? I've taught 20 plus years. My observation is someone with very strong Vichikicha is the one who will struggle the most with regards to understanding the Dhamma. I used to puzzle over this. I used to wonder, why is it so and so? You know, I believe you may have the same view. Someone brilliant, very sharp, very smart, professionally very successful because very smart. Okay, professionally very successful, intelligent, got brain, okay, got brain, the sort that you like, elite school one, like this, So you have this very intelligent fella, and in the early days, I will assume you got brain, you should understand the Dhamma one. Sure. Then I was so wrong. 20 years later, still don't understand. 20 years later, still don't get it. 20 years later, still, 20 years later, I know you now, still same pattern. How come, So I used to wonder why, And then conversely, I have someone who, don't quite get it, one. You don't quite get it. But fast. Explain one time, only got it. You? So Dhamma has nothing to do with primary school, secondary school, is it? Because they got it. They got it fast. Not only fast, they got it, they know how to apply, they fly. So therefore, nothing to do with cognitive intelligence and intellect, right? Then what has it got to do? So for years, I have wondered. Today, I don't wonder anymore. I ascertain your nivaranas. I get a sense of your enlightenment factors. I will know you can or cannot make it in this life. Because it boils down to that. It boils down to that. Your enlightenment factors, your nivaranas. Okay? And from experience, I will tell you one big stumbling block is Vichikicha. That's the one. Vichikicha, if you score a 5, you need to bring down the score to a 3. That's your threshold. Anything more than a 3, you will struggle. You can understand conceptually. But you don't feel the Dhamma. You don't feel it. There is a part in you that says, why am I always asking? Why? Why? I get it, but I don't feel it. Why? Like that. Because of Vichikicha. That's the one that blocks. Because you cannot internalize completely. But it's not lost. It means you are a Dhamma follower. Your road is the Dhamma road. You must reflect on the Dhamma, internalize the Dhamma. Yours will be a step-by-step one. Everything taught to you needs to be experienced for yourself. That's what it means. You cannot borrow a page from someone and you leap. You have to go, Buddha taught like that, I must experience it like that. I experience it like that, I got it, I internalize it. Next. This is your step. This is your journey. You're a Dhamma follower. Faith follower, Buddha say, I hear, I go to the toilet, done. Why toilet? Because that's the time you're quiet. So try not to bring your phone with you. Yes.
Yeah, it's a repeat question again. So
You repeated today.
no, yeah, not today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Bante say Buddha say this, but Ajahn say Buddha say that. Who is correct? That's also doubt, right?
Yes, that is also doubt. But that's not the one I was talking about. You go and study too much from everywhere, then you got confused. And then this could be a case where you are the great victim and you are a victim of everybody. That can also be a problem, yes.
Sorry, sister, I don't quite understand when you're talking about faith follower and the Dhamma follower, because isn't it that all followers of the Dhamma would have to experience what is being taught before you really being able to internalize it?
Yes. But the faith follower will move much faster because whatever that the Buddha said, whatever is there, they just take it as a given and then they look for it. You see what I'm saying? I repeat, let's just take anicca, impermanence, okay? We talk about the 5 reflection, right? If you are a faith follower, okay, I will reflect, then you will do, and then you will get it. Within start doing only, you will feel it. Yes, the Buddha was right. And then you have already experienced it. If you are a Dhamma follower, you'll be sitting down and going, so do I say I will grow old? Or do I say I shall grow old? Or should I say it is possible I will grow old? You will start nitpicking and start reflecting and you start thinking, and what does it mean by growing old? Growing old means moment to moment grow old? Or must I wait until 50 years old then grow old? When is growing old? When does it start? How does it feel like? I don't know. I must reflect on this a bit more. Can you see how much slower? The first one, just grow old? Yes, I already grow old. I'll grow old, I'll grow old, I grow old. I like that lah. They are very fast. So the faith follower, basically Buddha say they do. Buddha say you now reflect on falling sick. They will reflect so well they'll fall sick. Because they'll feel it. They will say, oh my gosh, I can feel my leg aching. See, indeed it's true. Fall sick. Fall sick already, look, so fast. They'll catch COVID because Buddha says so. Whereas the Dhamma follower is sick means what? Sick in the mind? Sick in my body? If I sick only here, can or not? Does it count? Maybe I need to be more sick. It takes them a while to accept the teaching. I make it a joke. I laugh with us. We all laugh together. Okay? And it is just like that because we have instincts, we have habits. Let me tell you a story. In a different time, your predecessor, if you were of a different faith, I know why I am like that. Because I was from a different, my predecessor was from a different faith. So in a different faith, the emphasis on faith was very strong. The practice was there. The habit was there. Buddha says so. That, okay, last time not Buddha. Whoever says so must be so. So when you are developing in a different time, in a different space, with a different experience, it built a certain tendency. Building that tendency means you will come with certain tendencies. That's why for me, faith is very easy. It's what we call easy peasy. Very easy. Buddha says, so I will see it one. How else do you think one toilet session can see the noble truths? Because Buddha says so. I straight away saw it very clear. When I sit and I meditate, mind goes quiet, Dhamma is clear. Because that's my passport, my ticket. It's very easy. If you think of yourself, if you are a Dhamma follower, you are always pulling handbrake. You don't flow. You keep pulling handbrake because you keep asking yourself, is it like that? Should it be like that? Maybe it should be like that. Why can't it be like this? You will examine from the different angles and you will try and figure out, what does it say? What does that mean? Okay. For sure, you're right. Even Dhamma follower will have faith, but it's just one before the other. Faith first or Dhamma first. And the faith one also must have Dhamma. No Dhamma, how to go faith. Macam like rocket they're all over the place. Okay? Okay? Yes.
Thank you, Sister Sylvia Bay. I think earlier on you said worry. You explained a bit about worry. I would like to understand, because there's a lot of restlessness as well, and where does that stem from? And I guess how to overcome that, we'll talk about that in the afternoon, but how come there's always so much of it there?
You have some people, and I said condition, okay? Sometimes it's the condition of this lifetime. Sometimes it's a condition from a different lifetime. Typically, if you find yourself having to run the household, trying to manage your family, this is your cross growing up. This kind, your family, your parents always say, you look after your little brothers and sisters, you should be the one who's doing all these things. You grow up with this kind of backdrop. The odds are you will become anxious because you are constantly concerned that you're not doing enough. So there is this anxiety. Now, some people react to this by becoming control freak. Some people, not necessarily that you will, but some people become control freak in the sense that everything also must plan, schedule, because then you're in a better position to catch things before it goes wrong. Some of you end up giving up. Other extreme. Give up. I give up. But giving up in terms of trying to fix it, but it doesn't mean you gave up here. So the anxiety is still there. But it's just that I cannot handle this. I cannot control this. So the anxiety then create into the hoarding tendency, the hoarder's tendencies and all kinds of psychological problems. Okay, then you say how to fix. First rule, you don't fix one for one. Meaning, my problem is this, so I fix this problem. No. You fix by understanding for yourself what are the key mental states required for a life to be peaceful. You go and nail there like that. Forget about all these nivaranas. You just go straight for the mental states necessary to live your spiritual life happily. You just go those. Okay? You just go for those. Then, when you have built up enough storage of the essential mental states, all these nivaranas will start to fade away. Okay? You don't fix it by tackling one by one. You build vaccination. You build your immunity. Okay, I repeat, building your immunity. You want the kind of mental states that is 3-in-1 coffee type. 1 sugar, 1 milk, 1 coffee powder, very leceh. 3-in-1. Just build those. Then it serves you well for all occasion. I think we have time for one more question. Any more question?
Sister Sylvia, just now you mentioned about do the 5 reflection. Can you repeat the 5?
Okay. I will grow old. So the typical way it's written in the text is I will grow old. I'm not beyond growing old. Okay. That's the usual way of saying it. But I will tell you, it's the same way I taught my mother. I will grow old. I will fall sick. I will die. And be separated from all that I love. When I die, the only thing I bring along, my karma. Grow old, fall sick, and die. The reason why it's in that order is because you are every minute growing old. Falling sick is not every minute falling sick. That will happen. Dying, tipai only. Okay? You cannot possibly die many times this life. Tipai only. Okay? That's one way of looking at it. Growing old is so that you don't get complacent about your youth. Complacency. All these is to guard against complacency. All these is to help you get a strategic perspective about life. What are the things that we are very proud of? That we have time on our side. If you are youngish, you have all the time on your side. If you're older or oldish, I still got time on my side. But to say I am growing old is a reminder time is running out. Okay? And then falling sick, health. We take health for granted. We all do. You typically don't treat your body very nice until the body complain. Complain because it broke down. That is when you pour full attention on the body. Otherwise, you don't really care. Eat as you please. Don't care about stomach. Right? Enjoy. For those of you who smoke, a little smoke doesn't kill you. Smoke some more. It's just like that. That's how we are. We are complacent about youth. We're complacent about health. We're complacent about life. So those are the 3 things that the Buddha says, get your reality check. The one that moves us deeply is the one that we talk about loved ones. For those of you who are not very affected by your own death, right? The thought you'll be separated from loved one, scary. That's the one that if you have loved ones in your life, this is the one that wakes you up, shakes you. The last one on karma is very important. It's a reminder to do good. Actually, all of them has to do with morality. All of them, all 5 of them, is also to do with morality. The last one is in your face. The choices you make, the choices we make, they are karma. Then they will leave the stain in the mind. This is the one that you carry along when you move on. Okay? Good? Okay.